Hi, my name is Esfir. Ever since I was born, my parents have been so busy pampering my brothers, they didn't care about me at all. In fact, once I was 5, they forgot to pick me up from school, and when my teacher called, Mama asked her if she could courier me home. But all that changed on my 9th birthday when, in 5 minutes, I became their favorite kid. For my 9th birthday, Mama and Baba had been planning a huge birthday party for months. It was such a big surprise that we weren't even allowed near the hall during the preps. But on the day of the party, as soon as I entered the room, I nearly passed out. From the balloons to the tables and even the walls, everything was blue and red and Spider-Man themed. Just then, Mama and Baba rushed excitedly towards me singing, "Happy birthday to you!" "Mama, I hate Spider-Man!" But to my shock, they just rushed past me and hugged my older twin brothers Farhad and Zach, who were 10.
How do our boys feel about our little surprise?
Wait, what? It's not their birthday! It's mine! We know! That's why it's a surprise for them! It's their pre-birthday. Now out of the way. It's time to cut their cake! But, what about my cake?
What do you need a cake for? Our boys will grow up and make money. You're basically useless.
I'm not useless! I'm smart and pretty! Farhad, my brother, patted my back.
Yeah, Baba. That's really mean. You want to cut the cake, Yasfir?
Just then, the door flew open and an old woman with white hair and the darkest red lipstick hobbled in. The minute Mama and Baba saw her, they literally turned to little yapping puppies. It was my Nana! I couldn't help rolling my eyes at my parents. They always acted weird around her because she was so rich and scary, and she loved me. She was always getting me presents and candies.
Where's my granddaughter? I've got a present for her.
Mama glared at me, but I ran to Nana. Nana!
Happy birthday, darling. You're a real Spider-Man fan, aren't you?
Zach jumped in and said, "No, Nana. Farhad and I love Spider-Man. This is our pre-birthday." Nana looked shocked.
Why? It's Yasfir's birthday.
Yeah, but we're more important because we are boys and she's just a girl.
Just a girl? Who's been feeding you this nonsense?
Without another thought, Nana turned to Mama and Baba and said the craziest thing imaginable.
I've decided that I'm going to give all my money to Yasfir when she turns 18. You know it's worth so much. Millions, maybe billions. I've lost count.
Then she marched straight out of the house with Mama and Baba at her heels, crying and begging for forgiveness. But Nana was gone. As soon as the door closed behind her, Mama and Baba turned to us. I gulped. I just knew I was in so much trouble. But to my utter shock, she came and hugged me. My eyes have been opened. If your lovely Nana thinks you're special, you must be. I love you. Behind her, Baba was on the phone with the decorators.
I want you here with the Harry Potter decor in 5 minutes. Do you get it? 5 minutes. My princess shouldn't have to wait for anyone.
Were they for real? Apparently they were. And suddenly, my life turned upside down. My parents who were always ignoring me started to worship me. I was moved to my brother's room, and all their beds were shifted to the attic. My old room became my walk-in closet. My oldest brother, Omar, who was 13, tried to protest.
It's not fair, Mama. We're 3. She's just 1 and tiny. I don't see why she needs the biggest room.
Mama looked like she'd found out he was pregnant.
How dare you say that? From now on, you have to give her presents every day till she forgives you. And you all need to spend 15 minutes every day praising your smart and beautiful sister. Get it?
But Mama, they already love me and play with me. It's you and Baba who don't.
Nonsense. We obviously love you. What will boys give us anyways? It's always the girls who come through. Now give your mama a hug.
After that, whatever she said just got wackier and wackier. When I was in the 3rd grade, some robbers broke into the house and threatened to harm me. Mama started to cry loudly.
Leave her! Take one of the twins instead! We don't need 2 of them!
During all the commotion, I snuck away and called 911. As the police were leading the thief away, I proudly turned to the twins. "I saved your life!" Farhad looked at me like I was a hero, but Zach pushed me away.
No, you didn't! We were in danger because of you! I hate you and will never play with you again!
Finally, when I was in the 6th grade, I made my first ever friend in school, Brittany, and immediately invited her over. Little did I know what a dumb mistake that was going to be. As soon as Mama saw Brittany, she let out a screech and pulled me away from her.
Get your filthy paws off my daughter! Look at her clothes, Yasfir! She clearly lives with the squatters!
Mama, Brittany is my only friend and I like her. Stop being mean.
Stop being stupid! She's just your friend because she thinks she can steal your money. But I won't let this beggar child be near my girl!
She turned to Brittany and yelled in her face.
Get out of my house, right now!
As Brittany ran off crying, Mama just slammed the door behind her and said,
It's better not to have friends than to be friends with poor people.
Baba added,
I think you're right. Maybe we should homeschool Yasfir. There's too many beggars trying to steal out her money in the world.
No! I want to go to school! But the look on Baba's face told me that wouldn't happen. Omar came to me and offered me an ice cream from the fridge.
Don't be sad, Yasfir. Mama and Baba just want to keep you safe.
Just then, a shoe came flying and knocked it right out of Omar's hand.
Are you out of your mind? You want to make my girl fat and ugly?
Omar rolled his eyes and walked away. But I angrily grabbed the cone from the floor and started to lick it. I want the ice cream, Baba, and I don't care what you say. Over the next few years, I wasn't allowed out of the house or to have friends because I was too rich for anyone, even my brothers. By the time I was 15, I decided I couldn't put up with homeschooling anymore. So for my 16th birthday, when my parents asked what gift I wanted, I told them, I want to start high school.
Absolutely not.
I'm not a dumb kid anymore. I want to go to school. I have rights.
Honey, we're just trying to protect you.
Yeah. But if you stop me, I'll run away and marry the first poor man I see. By the look on their faces, I knew I'd won.
Fine, but your brothers will be with you 24/7. We can't have you getting pregnant or something.
Farhad and Zach both screamed together.
What? No! Baba, we're seniors. We can't look after her. It's either that or you're all homeschooled.
That got Farhad and Zach to agree. But Omar just went to his room and came back with his bags.
I'm already in college. I don't need to stay here and see my crazy parents drive everyone insane for money. Sorry, Yasfir, but I'm done with this family.
Upset as I was about Omar leaving, I couldn't help thinking that at least being at school would make things easier, right? Wrong. As I walked into my class, I heard someone whistle softly.
Who's this cutie?
I turned around to see the cutest boy ever smiling at me.
You want to sit with me?
You bet you're cute, but I did. First day of high school, and I already had the attention of a heartthrob. But just as I sat down, a loud announcement erupted.
Yasfir, step away from that boy! I will not let you get pregnant by a poor boy who dresses like a beggar! Remember, you're a princess!
The boy turned red, and I gasped in horror. It was Mama! I got up and ran out of the classroom. I barged into the broadcast room only to see Mama sitting in front of the CCTV cameras. What are you doing here?
I can't trust your dumb brothers. I had to see what you were up to myself.
Why won't you just leave me alone? I hate you! I'll never let you stop me. I turned and ran back to the class and asked the boy his name.
William?
I pulled William closer. Will you be my boyfriend? Over the next year, it seemed like my parents were on a mission to embarrass me, and I was on a mission to fight back. I snuck out with William whenever I could, only to have Mama and Baba eventually find out and drag me back. They even threatened to destroy his family. But luckily for me, William wasn't scared.
You're the best thing that's ever happened to me, Yasfir. I hate my family anyways.
Eventually, when I promised not to get pregnant or run away, Mama and Baba backed off a bit. But the year I turned 17, everything changed. Both Farhad and Zach graduated high school and practically ran out of the house, leaving me alone with Mama and Baba. To distract myself, I started to participate in school projects with William. After one project we presented together, a beautiful woman approached William and I, and she asked if we'd like to do some modeling with her agency.
You're the most beautiful couple I've ever seen. Come to New York with me.
I rushed home to break the great news to Mama and Baba, but they looked furious.
You're not going anywhere with that boy. I always knew he was trouble.
No, Baba, that's not true. In fact, we'll make huge piles of money if we both become models. At the mention of more money, Baba looked thoughtful, but Mama jumped in and snatched the agent's card from my hand.
No, we love you too much to see you going away. You're our baby and not big enough to face the world. If you push me, I'm going to have that boy expelled and you'll be getting homeschooled again.
Then she ripped up the card. At that, I freaking lost it. All the years of anger bubbled up inside me. How dare you? I'm sick and tired of you two pretending to love me when you really just love Nana's money. Omar was right. You both are crazy and have done nothing but drive us all apart. Then I rushed to my room and packed up my bag. It was time for me to move out too. I drove straight to Nana's place, who looked surprised to see me, and I told her everything.
You should have come sooner. From now on, you stay here with me.
Just then, Mama and Baba barged in.
If you're going to be such an ungrateful brat,
then you should at least give back all the money we've spent on you. We even drove our sons away for you. You didn't do it for me. You did it for money.
Whatever. Just pay up.
Ask your darling Nana to pay us. To my utter surprise, Nana burst out into laughter.
What money? I've never had any money.
Mama and Baba looked like they'd seen a ghost.
What? But you said... I lied! I gave it all away years ago. I just wanted you to treat her better. But you idiots still didn't. Now get out of my house before I call the cops.
She pushed them out and slammed the door as Mama yelled.
You'll be speaking to my lawyer now!
Then Nana turned to me and said,
Those morons. I can't believe they are this stupid. I have the money, but I'll only spend it on your studies. And you said you're interested in modeling? I'll help you out with that, too.
Oh my God, Nana, you're the best! A few months later, I was permanently living with Nana, and when my 18th birthday rolled around, William and Nana said they had a surprise for me. I rushed to the door and screamed with joy. At the door stood my 3 brothers smiling at me. I pulled them all into a hug as Zach whispered, Sorry for hating on you for so long, sis. For so long, sis.
I was in 4th grade when the teacher asked me to present my poem in front of the class. I was doing so well when suddenly the whole room started to stink. Goodness, that fart could ruin lives. Someone from the back jokingly said, I bet it's Nina. What? No, it's not me. Look at her face. Of course it's her. I kept protesting, but no one believed me. The teacher told me to leave the class and sent me to the bathroom. When I looked in the mirror, it suddenly hit me why everyone thought it was me. Hi, my name is Nina, and I have something called idiopathic craniofacial erythema, or simply put, I blush a lot. It might sound cute, but I turn crazy red whenever I feel anything. Whether I'm embarrassed, guilty, stressed, angry, just name an emotion and I'm a tomato. Please like and subscribe before I tell you how this condition changed my life forever. It was never easy to have everyone know what I was feeling, but it got even worse when Dad started working as a janitor at a posh private high school and I got enrolled for free. But Dad, I don't think I'll fit in. They're all probably billionaires, and they'll just turn up their noses at me when they find out you work there. I don't want you to tell anyone that I'm your dad, okay? I don't want anything to be harder for you. And you're just as smart and deserving as any kid out there, so don't let anyone make you feel otherwise. But as expected, school was a nightmare. On my first day, the school queen, Ashley, and her gang immediately noticed me. Their eyes were scanning me up and down, and it was really freaking me out. You're pretty, but do you own a private island? Oh, is that a requirement here? Not really, but everyone here is rich, so I'm just checking which richness level you belong to. I felt so annoyed. I turned as red as her lipstick, but they thought I was just embarrassed. Aw, you're blushing. Don't worry, I'm the only one who has a private island. But at least tell me you have a private jet? One of her minions butted in. I don't think she does, Ash. Look at that cheap secondhand bag from Walmart. Ashley looked horrified, like I had bugs crawling all over me. Yes, of course I do. Who doesn't have a jet these days? She narrowed her eyes, so I backed it up. I came in the limo because the jet has gone for maintenance. Just then, I saw my dad mopping the floor nearby, and even though he was poker-faced, I'm pretty sure he'd heard me. Boring! But since you're pretty, you can join our gorgeous gang. We'll make your school experience beautiful like me. Suddenly, someone whispered, Good luck. I turned around and instantly started blushing. Oh my! He was the cutest guy I'd ever seen. Hi, I'm Julian. He held out his hand, and I could feel the blush spread down my neck and chest. Ew! Why are you so red? You look like a stupid tomato. Forget about the gorgeous gang. I don't want a freak with us. She's probably simping hard on Julian. Well, Julian is only available for me, right, babe? Come on, Ashley. How many times do I have to tell you that we're not together? Yeah, I hear you. Babe. I was so relieved to hear that Julian didn't like Ashley, but I was sure it was becoming way too obvious to him that I was crushing hard. So I excused myself and ran away. I knew I'd have to avoid him, but that wasn't easy when we had all our classes together. And during chemistry, he sat down next to me. Just then, the teacher started demonstrating sugar dehydration and asked us why sugars turned into black toothpaste after sulfuric acid is added. Everyone looked at her like she'd spoken Chinese, but I knew the answer. Because the sulfuric acid removes water from the sugar, releasing heat, steam, and sulfur oxide fumes. It also smells like caramel. Everyone looked uber impressed. Just then, Julian scooted closer to me and whispered, I didn't know your brain is as pretty as your face. Immediately, I turned horribly red. Ew, what's wrong with you? Is that thing infectious? Julian moved away immediately, and I could see the girls snickering. What a total jerk. My blushing disease wasn't the only thing that was ruining things at school. It wasn't long before Ashley realized I'd never worn anything that screamed $1 million. One day in the canteen, she suddenly came up to me and knocked my lunch tray off the table. I've been watching you go to school every day and you're just walking. I instantly turned red, totally furious. Before I could attack her, Dad was suddenly by my side. "That's an awful thing to do to a new student, miss." Ashley looked like she was about to explode. "Excuse you? Who are you, her dad? Just do your job, you stupid janitor. And that's to clean up our mess. Here's some more for you." And with that, Ashley suddenly kicked the cart and spilled all the chemicals and trash onto the floor. "Do your work properly or I'll tell my parents. They can easily get you kicked out of here." How dare she treat my dad like that? That's not how you should treat janitors, Ashley. They work really hard to make sure the school is nice and clean for us. In fact, you shouldn't be allowed to speak like this to anyone. Aw, so am I supposed to cry and hug him for giving me his lame opinion? No, but you're supposed to treat hardworking people with respect. Imagine how you'd feel if someone treated you that way. And why do I need to imagine that? I'm pretty rich. I'm never going to be a janitor. I'm going to be sitting in a nice big office one day running Daddy's business. The principal, Ms. Sheldon, suddenly arrived and asked what was going on. Ashley immediately transformed into an angel. "Oh, nothing. The janitor just spilled his stuff and I was helping him." She's lying. She kicked his things on purpose and was being horrible to him. I was sure Ms. Sheldon was going to tell her off, but she just looked uncomfortable and told everyone to go to their classes. I was so angry that she didn't stand up for Dad, just because Ashley's rich parents gave a lot of donations to the school. That night, Dad surprised me with a beautiful birthday cake. Happy birthday, sweetheart. I'd completely forgotten I was turning 17 today. Thank you, Dad. I'm really sorry about how horrible Ashley was to you. I wish I could just punch her in the face. Even the principal didn't do anything. I'm sure she didn't have a choice, honey. She can't afford to make someone like Ashley's parents angry. But that's so unfair. Well, I'm sure when you're rich one day, you'll treat people around you much better. Now don't worry about it anymore and open your gifts. I was shocked to see some branded bags, shoes, and clothes. How did you afford these? I had some money saved up. This will hopefully get those girls off your back for a while. I hugged him and promised myself that someday I was going to spoil him and make him proud. But a few months later, my world turned upside down when he suffered from a heart attack and fell into a coma. I didn't know what to do. And how was I going to pay the hospital bills? When I told the principal, I broke down into tears and she comforted me. "You don't have to worry about anything, Nina. I'll talk to the school board and we'll still keep you in school free of charge." "That's really kind of you, but I have another favor to ask. Please hire me in Dad's place. I really need his salary." "Nina, I'm not sure you want to work here. Maybe I could lend you some money?" "Thank you, Miss Sheldon, but I'd rather work for it, please." She was hesitant, but eventually agreed to hire me. And she was generous enough to double Dad's salary. When Ashley saw me in my uniform for the first time, she cackled with delight. "I knew it. You're the janitor's daughter. It's a shame to have a poor freak like you here in my school." "The only thing that's a shame is that there are people like you in the world. Now please get out of my way." In between classes, I'd mop the floor and clean everyone's trash. And whenever I did, she'd be there to mock me. One time she peeled a banana and threw the peel right at my face. "Oops, sorry. I mistook your face for a trash can." One day we were in the middle of an exam and she excused herself to go to the bathroom. When she came back, she complained that the toilet was clogged and I needed to go fix it. "But I'm still answering my exam." "You're the janitor here, right? Do your work now." I was furious when I checked it. She purposely stuffed a lot of tissue paper in the toilet. And even worse, she'd written the worst possible things on the bathroom walls. The next time Ashley complained about the clogged toilet, I finally spoke up. "Ugh, how long should I suffer from your constipation, Ashley? I'm dying from the smell." She was surprised with my comeback and looked furious when others laughed. "I didn't poop, dummy." "Then why is the toilet always clogged?" It was now her turn to blush and walk out. "In your face, you stupid witch." One day when I was in the janitor's closet, I was surprised to see a boy coming in with a paper bag on his head. But I knew exactly who he was. "Julian, why are you wearing that?" "Because you blush hard every time you see my handsome face." Oh, wow. Not only was he a little jerk, but he was also really full of himself. He got rid of the paper bag and held my hand. Surprisingly, I felt nothing. "Listen, what you did with Ashley a while ago was so cool. It was the first time someone stood up to her and I'm impressed. Do you want to hang out sometime?" I was about to say no when suddenly he leaned in for a kiss. I was blushing now, but in panic. Before our lips touched, the closet was suddenly opened by a super jealous Ashley. "You're going to pay for hitting on my future boyfriend, Nina. You'll see." One evening when I was studying for a big test, the principal called me. "I'm really sorry, Nina, but the jocks and the cheerleaders had a big party at the gym, and we need the place clean for an assembly tomorrow morning. It shouldn't take too long." But when I got to school, I realized to my horror that not just the gym, but the whole school was a total mess. There was trash everywhere and stuff written on the walls. all the toilets were also clogged with tissue paper. Of course, I knew the culprit. I had to finally teach Ashley a lesson. I took pictures of all the mess. Then I went to her locker and opened it up using a hairpin. I grinned when I saw what was in there. There was still a room for a few things, so I took out the tissue papers from all the toilets and stuffed them in her precious locker. Perfect! Then an idea came to mind. I sneaked into the laboratory and mixed up a few chemicals together. I put my formula on a sponge and wiped it across the wall. The ink came off instantly. I sat down to rest for a while, and I just fell asleep there. The next morning, I woke up to everyone gathered around me, and Ashley was screaming. "That freak ruined my locker! She did it! What's all this commotion?" The principal walked into the scene, and I jumped to my feet as Ashley screamed about her locker. "It's true I did that, Miss Sheldon, but look at what she and her minions did to the school before I cleaned it all up." Miss Sheldon looked horrified to see the pictures on my phone. She turned angrily to Ashley. "Ashley, you have no respect for the people who work here, or for the school property. If you think I will keep tolerating such behavior, you are very much mistaken." "Miss Sheldon, you know who my parents are, right?" "Yes, I do, and I will be calling them right now. I'm going to talk to the school board about having you expelled." Everyone around us erupted into cheers as Ms. Sheldon and a very furious Ashley walked into her office. She had been bullying everyone way too long. Long story short, Ashley was expelled, and even her minions were suspended. I was about to graduate high school in a few months, and I kept thinking about the formula that I tried in the school lab. I continued testing it at home, and after a few weeks, I felt I'd really perfected it. I set up a website and put up a small video of me cleaning the toughest stains with my invention. And to my surprise, it went viral. I had orders pouring in so fast, I was working day and night to meet the demand. 2 weeks later, an investor contacted me. And fast forward to a couple more months, I was earning millions. I transferred Dad to a better hospital, and just a month later, he finally woke up. I told him everything that happened, and he hugged me tight. "I'm so proud of you, Nina." I went off to college, but Dad and I continued my business together and moved into a mansion. We supply our invention to a lot of schools for free to make the jobs of janitors easier everywhere. Oh, and I also found out that my condition could be easily fixed by a small surgery, and I could certainly afford it now. Finally, I could keep some secrets.